kidlets, we're going to make this part right here, and I'm going to call it something like a 2x1 with rod or something like that. Now, we'll tell you the most important thing about this part is that rod. In Lego, that's always going to be 1/8 of an inch in diameter. So the position of that rod and the diameter of that rod are the only things that really matter. The handles that hold it in place are secondary, not as important. Okay, so if we go to SolidWorks, you're going to see that I've already made the 1x2 because I'm just going to add the rod to it. At this point, you should be able to make that 1x2 on your own. Now, you will see one thing. Typically, the little nub underneath would be hollowed out. It'd be a 1/8 inch diameter on the outside with a 1/16 hole in it because it's a flat piece. For this one, I didn't hollow it out, and you'll see... Actually, you know what? Just kidding. You would want to hollow it out on this one. It's the next part I'm going to do where you wouldn't. Anyways, I'm not going to bother with mine, but you should. Okay, we're going to take a sketch. I'm going to throw it right on the side of this Lego, right there. And we're going to take a circle, and we're going to go ahead and create that rod, because again, it is the most important part. And it's going to be a 1/8 inch diameter. So I'll go ahead and put that out here. And say 1/8 of an inch and accept that. And it's going to be half a Lego unit away from the side, which is going to be 5/32. And we'll accept that. Now, what you'll notice about this piece is it's not centered vertically. It's actually a little bit closer to the top of the Lego than it is to the bottom of the Lego. And it's going to be 1/32 below the top of this Lego edge right here. Okay. That's it. That circle is now locked into place, and we're going to go ahead and extrude it across. The full length of it is going to be 5/8, but if we didn't know that, we could always just go to Blind and change it to up to surface, and we could, let's see, we could have that extrude over to here and say, all right, and it's going to look something like that. Okay. Now, like I said, that's the most important part. Now we're just going to make it look good. We're going to add the attachments onto it. So I'm going to click Sketch. Again, anytime you see this yellow box in here, it's saying, what face do you want to sketch on? I can click this face or this face because they're on the same plane. It doesn't matter. I'll just click right here. And I'm going to take a circle. And I want to put it right in the middle of this circle right here. And since I'm not seeing that center point, I'm going to go to Convert Entities. I'm going to click the circle. And I'm going to say OK. And that gives us the center point right there. So then we can do something like that. And the diameter of this larger circle is going to be 3/16. And so we'll put in 3/16. Say OK. And then we'll go to line. And I'm going to choose the bottom of this circle, the bottom point right there. I'm going to connect it over to the corner of the rectangle and have it come up to the top of the rectangle. And then I'm going to connect over and make sure that line is horizontal. All right. And then at this point, it should be enclosed enough that I should be able to select that area. So we're going to go ahead and choose this donut and this area right here. And we're going to switch the direction. And we're going to leave the extrusion at 1/16, which is 0.0625. So you may have to type that in or put in 1/16, and we'll hit OK. And there's the connector. Now we want on the other side, we could just sketch it again, but it's probably going to be easier just to run a linear pattern. You could also mirror it if you had a plane in the middle. For the feature of this linear pattern, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to make sure I select this part that I just did. So that is it right there. And direction 1, I choose any of the lines that go across the part. I'm going to switch the direction so it's actually going up instead of down. And the spacing of this piece is going to be 5/8, but you're going to see that that's not going to be quite perfect. Because if I space it 5/8, it's actually going to push it off the other side because it has a 1/16 thickness to it also. So really, I need the spacing to be 5/8 minus 1/16. So I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to say minus 1/16. And when I go to preview, I'm going to see it right there on the other side. And I can accept. And once we get that, we have our piece. And that should work for you. All right. Good luck.